Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Solution Finish Black Trim Restorer. BRITEMAX, TrimMax, Black Trim Restorer. 7 months ago, we put this product on one half of a piece of black trim and one bit of black trim on a wing mirror, and this on the other half. In this video, we're going to reveal which one performed best, and then look at how much they cost, and then provide you with a recommendation. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Great to see you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you follow any of the recommendations on this channel, then don't forget you can show your support by signing up to Patreon, even if it's for a couple of months or something. Link in the description. You get access to monthly competitions where you can win polishers or ask me questions about products or detailing. You know the drill with that. Okay, these two products, guys, 7 months ago, Solution Finish went on the driver's side, which is the right side as you're looking at the back of the car. BRITEMAX TrimMax went on the passenger side, so the lower trim and the wing mirror, and I left a gap in the middle so you could see the original finish. Both of these products are black, heavily pigmented, or they're black and they're messy and they're solvent based. You need to handle them with care and glove up. You know, they're not pleasant sort of like watery, white, silicone type dressings. They're proper pigmented things that are there to restore the colour. So handle them with care. Use small amounts of them, follow the instructions, all that sort of stuff. Both of them are pretty much identical to use. They both have a resinous kind of quality to them. Let's just talk about price now. First of all, Solution Finish, comes in two different sizes. 1 ounce, which is tiny, that's like a little tiny 30ml pint-sized bottle as I described when I reviewed it. And that costs 15 quid for that 30ml. Then you get this size, which is the size to buy, which is the 12 ounce or 350ml, which costs £37.99. So first thing with my review head on, I'm supposed to give you good consumer information. Do not buy 30ml, because this, you get 12 times the amount of product with this size for just over half the price. So it's not 12 times the price, 10 times the price, 7 times the price, just over half, 60% or so extra. So do not buy 30ml unless you are literally counting the pennies. The 30ml price of this is very expensive. This price is not cheap, but it's much more reasonable. TrimMax. This costs £19.95 for 118ml. So a smaller offering, that's better value, isn't it? It's not cheap, but it's better value. And it costs £39.95 for 473ml. So again, it's better value. Let's just scale these. So they're smallest size offerings, 30ml, 118ml. The price per litre, this is £500 per litre, and this is £170 per litre. So this is about a third of the price of this one at the smallest size offering. At the biggest size offering, this one costs about £84 per litre, and this one costs £170 per litre. So they're a lot closer with, 25 quid difference, or sorry, 23 quid difference. So less of a difference, but still, the short summary of this price thing is that TrimMax is a cheaper product, and Solution Finish is very expensive if you buy 30ml of it, and they're comparatively reasonably well priced if you compare them at their bigger offerings. Buy the bigger offerings. Next up, let's just do this in one take. Next up, durability. This product was applied to the trim of the Blue Peril on the 16th of April. Okay, and I'll show you some shots of me applying it. And it's applied. And first of all, I will say that these products do a great job when you initially apply them on porous plastics of taking out that oxidized, faded look and bringing a fresh black look back, a nice wet look, and then it dries and settles down to a not so wet looking product, obviously, just black, which is good. So I like the finish of these. They work amazingly well on the very smooth porous plastic where it can soak into. They work great on that. The wing mirror surrounds look like new. The rougher plastics, they have a tougher time of rejuvenating, but they still look good on those. I will now show you what this the thing looked like 4.5 months after it was installed on the 26th of August. So it's overlaying the shots. So you can see they're both working 4.5 months later. And I will now show you what they look like 7 months on the 17th of November. And both products, after 7 months, are still working, which I think is fantastic. Solution Finish claims 6 to 8 months with one coat. Fantastic. I said it probably would only do 3 months or something when I first tested it. It's still there after 7 months. So they live up to their product claims. What more do you want? It's still there. You can see it. That's great. And so's the BRITEMAX. Now, which one has performed the best? We are lucky on this channel. This is a Rhopoint, what is it called? I think it's called a Rhopoint Duo. And it measures, it's a 3-way meter. It measures opacity. So the opaqueness of a material. It needs a reference reading to give you a delta. And it measures cleanliness. What the hell is cleanliness? Oxidization of the surface is the best way to describe it. And it's not quite as simple of how you go about measuring oxidization. You have to use tape, clear tape, to pull the oxide off of a steel panel. So it's a bit more specialized. As far as I know, again, you have to take a reference, but I was thinking, could you take a reference on an oxidized painted surface, car paint, and you polish it to perfection, use that as your reference, and then use the pre-oxidized surface as your to get your some sort of quality metering thing. I've just got this thing, so you can see I'm thinking. I don't think it will work like that. I need to speak to Rhopoint. But it also has a darkness meter or a shade meter where you can measure how dark something is on a grayscale of white all the way through. All these different grayscales are getting darker and darker down to pitch black. And the lower the number, I believe, well, from what I've tested, the better it is. What were the results on the darkness meter? Well, the cool thing is both sides, so the control section in the middle with no product was reading about 3.4 and 3.5. Let's start with the product on the left, which is the passenger side, which was a BRITEMAX. That was reading about 2.4, 2.1, 2.2, and that's the ones that I can show you on the camera. Typically between 2.1 and 2.5, and the Solution Finish, we took the readings and we got 2.0, 2.3, I've just written them down there, 2.2. So you can just see from those 3 readings, it's just a slightly little bit lower with the Solution Finish. And if I take loads of readings, or 10 readings, do the average, the Solution Finish was 0.1 unit lower than the BRITEMAX. Very close. So unrestored, there's about 1 unit difference. And then between the 2 products, there's 0.1 unit difference. But a win is a win. So the Solution Finish edged it on by 1 unit of darkness. I am new with this thing, guys, so I'm getting to grips with it. As and when you use it, you start learning more about it. So I'm doing some little preliminary tests. I'm hoping to be able to use it to measure darkness for tyre dressings. That's why I've got it. So this is the Rhopoint IQ. They're lending me this. Massive thank you to those guys. What a awesome company just up the road from me, and how lucky am I to have equipment like this to be able to test products. So overall, guys, what have you got? Let me break it down very simply. You've got 2 products which perform pretty well, and they do work. They're a little bit messy, but they last on the panel, and they still have a darkening effect 7 months later. The difference between the products in a long-term durability test is very minimal from this one test. I can't tell the difference on the wing mirrors, and I can't tell the difference with my eyes on the trim below. The meter can spot the difference, and that one won it. The short answer is, which one should really get my recommendation? Well, BRITEMAX should really get my recommendation based on the extra value that it provides. Which one will I be buying and using? This was the original one that I used, and I am more than happy with the performance of this product. The price difference at these sizes isn't that significant. Yes, it's to some people it is, but not to me. So I'm going to carry on using Solution Finish, but the winner of this test is the BRITEMAX, BRITEMAX, both done really, really well, and as far as I'm concerned, it wouldn't really matter too much which one you would use. They look the same. They're not the same. That's very important to say. They don't. There's a different smell to them. There's a different feel to them. This black stuff, if you get it out in the air, it goes all resinous and dries and rubbery, and this can go a bit funky and all. So these products feels like they've got solvent in them and they're drying to something a lot harder that sticks around for a lot longer. So they're not just like, you know, silicone and water. They're quite heavy products, if you get what I'm saying. And I am happy with the performance of both of them. So that's, and I don't sit on the fence, guys. I've given you all the information I need and you can see what I'm seeing. So if you say, no, John, the left looks a lot better, I want that one. There's no difference. There really isn't. So that's the results of this test, BRITEMAX versus Solution Finish. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll stick links for these in the description. They're both available in the UK and all over America and stuff like that. And they're both pretty popular products from two very cool brands. That's it from this one. Bye for now. Don't forget to hit subscribe.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when you went home?